再次稳定的修士，全数被我吞噬。
地区问鼎初期，也配在我火妖郡内猖狂？今日本帅奉旨将你这狂徒就地格杀！
Inside the cave abode Wang Lin's primordial spirit cocoon, slowly cracked apart. A grey radiance flashed as a newly solidified primordial spirit emerged. His Tao intent fully fused with his body. Ascendant Wending cultivation was officially achieved. Wang Lin opened his eyes, brilliance shining within them. 700 years of cultivation at last, he had stepped into the ranks of true powerhouses. At the same moment within the ancient battlefield, the Black Tower trembled violently. A gigantic black vortex appeared in the sky. Dim light erupted as countless black bones fused together, forming a demonic arm wrapped in a protective magic treasure, which shot straight into the vortex. Go, bring the primordial energy back to me. Inside the cave abode Wang Lin had just risen when his expression suddenly changed. Above the immortal cave, a soundless black vortex appeared precisely at the moment of his breakthrough. Without hesitation, he activated the cave abode command token and initiated great teleportation. At the instant his figure was about to vanish, a black skeletal arm stretched out from the vortex and clawed toward him. But Wang Lin escaped in time. He reappeared on a desolate plain within Fire Monster County, his face grim. Before he could stabilize himself, a black dot appeared in the sky and instantly expanded into a massive vortex, so bizarre that even divine sense could not detect it in advance. Wang Lin stared directly at the vortex, refusing to retreat. He wanted to know what exactly was hunting him. The moment the vortex formed, the skeletal arm, wrapped in the bracer, shot out, striking directly at Wang Lin. No wind, no clouds. Just a simple strike, yet unnervingly strange. Wang Lin frowned and raised his right hand. For the first time at Ascendant cultivation, he unleashed Finger of Annihilation. Black light howled forth, but the instant it touched the bracer, dense demonic chi surged out and blocked it. The finger force collapsed, yet the annihilation aura hidden within pierced straight through. At that instant, an invisible force swept over him. Wang Lin's ascendant primordial spirit trembled violently, nearly torn from his body. His consciousness blurred, his arm fell limp, and his primordial spirit slowly drifted outward. Killing intent erupted in Wang Lin's eyes. A low roar echoed as the defiant cultivator's slaughter heart forcibly dragged the primordial spirit back. He coldly glanced at the skeletal arm, then immediately retreated. What was truly terrifying was not the arm, but the mysterious bracer. From within the ancient Black Tower, a deep laugh echoed, using slaughter intent to resist heavenly demon wind. How interesting. You will not escape. Wang Lin fled into a desolate region filled with restrictions. Inside, the sight stunned him. An entire plain densely planted with ascension fruit. Before he could react, the skeletal arm tore through the restrictions and charged in. Demonic chi erupted as heavenly demon wind suppressed his primordial spirit. Wang Lin drew his sword. Xu Liguo fought desperately, but the bracer instantly released demonic chi that invaded the immortal sword. Wang Lin did not hesitate. Demonizing Finger. The demonizing finger condensed the demonic force of heaven and earth. One strike shattered the skeletal arm, but the bracer glowed, transforming into a 1,000-jang demonic prison. Demonic howls assaulted the primordial spirit directly. A demonic shadow surged into Wang Lin's body. Heavenly demon rampage. Wang Lin sat cross-legged and swept his hands outward. Tens of thousands of ascension fruit rose into the air, shattered and condensed into a single blood-red drop. He swallowed it. Agony and ecstasy erupted simultaneously. Get out. Power compressed to its absolute limit exploded outward. The demonic shadow was forced out, and just as it tried to flee, Wang Lin stepped forward. Finger of the Yellow Springs. One finger determined life and death. Heaven and earth changed color. Space collapsed as the demonic shadow dissolved into nothingness. From within the Black Tower, a furious roar echoed. The demonic prison vanished. Wang Lin sealed the bracer and tossed it into his storage bag. His eyes still burned crimson. His battle intent had not faded. The immortal sword flew back into his hand. Xu Liguo fell completely silent. Wang Lin's current state filled him with terror from the depths of his soul. Wang Lin's eyes remained blood-red. He looked down at the ground. He had absorbed less than 1/10 of the ascension fruit here. With Ascendant cultivation, he grabbed toward the sky. The earth shook violently as nearly 100,000 ascension fruit flew upward, all swept into his storage bag. Battle intent and slaughter intent could no longer be suppressed. He threw his head back and roared, preparing to leave, when a furious cold snort from the void struck directly at his mind. Wang Lin spat blood and crashed to the ground, but when he looked up, there was no fear in his eyes, only madness. The heavier his injuries became, the more violently his battle intent erupted. He swallowed a large handful of healing pills, stomped the ground, and shot forward, locking onto the direction of the one who had just attacked. Kill, the slaughter star of the past, the one who had once made the Tumo Sea and Zhao Nation tremble, awakened. Wang Lin transformed into a meteor tearing through the sky. From within the ancient black tower, a cold snort rang out once more, laden with killing intent. Wang Lin spat blood again, yet his eyes only grew redder. Without hesitation, 100,000 ascension fruit were crushed, condensed into a single blood-red drop. He swallowed it. His blood boiled to its absolute limit. Next, Wang Lin pulled out a wine gourd and drank 4 drops of immortal liquid in one gulp. Immortal energy detonated within his meridians, his body convulsing violently, long hair whipping wildly like a mad demon. Inside the black tower, that consciousness felt fear for the first time. This one, he's truly gone mad. Killing pressure descended repeatedly from the void. Wang Lin's body was riddled with injuries, yet he did not fall. The ascension fruit stimulated his primordial spirit, while the immortal liquid drove his immortal energy into frenzy. Within him only one thought remained: kill, annihilation. A beast-like roar shook the heavens. A wave of annihilation Dao intent surged outward, merging with heaven and earth. Wherever Wang Lin passed, grass, withered beasts collapsed, and all life force was stripped away, transforming into white currents that instead replenished his body and primordial spirit. Hell itself seemed to unfold within the mortal realm. Within Fire Monster County, Zishu of the Great Luo Sword Sect was leading troops when he saw a meteor screaming across the sky. His expression changed drastically. An Ascendant cultivator. He immediately retreated. What terrified him even more was this: everywhere that figure passed, nothing lived. Wang Lin looked at no one, cared for nothing. In his eyes there was only battle and slaughter. A third cold snort rang out, more urgent, more violent. Wang Lin spat blood again. His body and primordial spirit were both on the verge of collapse. Yet the life force of all things was forcibly seized and used to sustain him. Zishu stared at the crazed figure tearing through the sky. When he saw Wang Lin coughing blood, his eyes suddenly lit up. Killing intent flashed. He really is heavily wounded. An Ascendant cultivator. His treasures and cultivation techniques must be extraordinary. If I take his primordial spirit to nourish my sword soul— Hesitation flickered, then vanished. I'll gamble. Kill. Zishu shot into the sky. Behind him, 30,000 monster soldiers instantly formed a battle formation, killing intent locking firmly onto Wang Lin. But at that moment, Wang Lin turned around. A cold, sinister smile curved his lips. His figure flickered, charging straight back. Too fast. Zishu's great sword had barely left its sheath when Wang Lin seized it and flung it away. His figure swept past one finger, lightly touching Zishu's shoulder. No sound. Zishu's body withered instantly. His primordial spirit shattered, and a life imprint flew straight into Wang Lin. Then came a massacre. Wang Lin charged directly into the 30,000 monster soldiers. Blood flowed like rivers, souls were obliterated. Life imprints continuously merged into him, his body rapidly recovering. After half an incense stick's time, nothing remained. Only corpses and blood-soaked earth. Within the ancient black tower, that divine sense felt regret for the first time. This one does not fear death. He even absorbs the life force of all things to recover. Wang Lin continued forward. Along his path, any killing intent directed at him meant death. He was like an ancient ferocious beast. Wherever he passed, vegetation withered, and all living beings were extinguished. 2 disciples of Mozu sensed the killing intent and tried to retreat. Too late. Killing intent. Wang Lin turned his head, one finger extended. The junior brother withered and fell, his primordial spirit collapsing. The senior brother panicked and attempted teleportation. But Wang Lin's hand pierced through the void, dragging him back. I am a disciple of Mozu. Crush. Blood and flesh exploded. Wang Lin did not stop. His eyes burned blood red as killing intent and battle will surged violently. The land beneath his feet turned into a dead zone. Life force was forcibly devoured, nourishing his body instead. He was like a being stepping out of hell itself, devouring all life. Across Fire Monster County, along the straight path he traveled, death stretched unbroken in a single line. At last, more than 10 monster generals were dispatched to surround this greatly defiant cultivator. The encirclement took place at the border between Fire Monster County and Heavenly Monster County, a region known as 10,000 Monster Mountain. Dense fog shrouded the area, On either side stood Tianyi City and Ronghuo City standing guard. Inside Tianyi City, 100,000 monster soldiers stood in orderly formation, awaiting command. On the city walls, over a dozen monster generals stood beside a middle-aged man, whose aura was dark and oppressive, the Vice Marshal of Fire Monster County. A mere heavily wounded Ascendant cultivator is not worth delaying me for long, the Vice Marshal said coldly. End it quickly. Monster General Yindong immediately stepped forward to volunteer. His body transformed into a streak of azure light as he charged straight toward Wang Lin, killing intent blazing in his eyes. Stop! The shout thundered like lightning. 100,000 monster soldiers roared in unison, their killing intent surging and blanketing the heavens. But that killing intent was precisely what Wang Lin was most sensitive to. Crimson light flared in his eyes. Without slowing, Wang Lin raised his right hand, finger of annihilation. Black light erupted instantly, engulfing Yindong. In a single instant, the monster general's body withered and shattered. The war cries of the 100,000 monster soldiers stopped abruptly. On the city wall, the Vice Marshal's expression turned grave for the first time. Wang Lin threw back his head and roared. Killing intent exploded outward as 30,000 life imprints transformed into roaring slaughter dragons, swirling around him like a descending demon venerable. Form the formation, exterminate him. 100,000 monster soldiers surged forward. Killing intent and demonic force converged, condensing into a colossal phantom scorpion, its glowing tail capable of shattering the void itself. But Wang Lin had already gone mad. He did not fear death. The celestial slaughter art thrived on killing to survive. The ascension fruit stimulated his primordial spirit, while immortal energy within him surged endlessly. Facing 100,000 monster soldiers, he did not retreat. As more than 10 monster generals charged simultaneously, Wang Lin raised his right pinky, finger of the Yellow Springs. Tao intent fused with the primordial spirit. Life and death condensed into a single finger. Heaven and earth trembled. In midair, a massive Yellow Springs river manifested, its waters turbid. Wailing souls screaming, severed limbs drifting endlessly. The finger descended. The Yellow Springs poured down from the heavens, sweeping everything into the cycle of life and death. The Vice Marshal's face changed drastically. He instinctively stumbled backward several steps, disbelief flooding his eyes. Impossible. He is only Ascendant. How can his Tao intent be this terrifying? Using Tao to open the Yellow Springs, creating reincarnation itself. This already touches the edge of the second step beneath the heavenly Tao. For the first time in his cultivation life, Wang Lin truly forged his own Tao. He did not cultivate heaven. He did not cultivate earth. He did not cultivate immortals or gods. He cultivated Tao itself. The Yellow Springs swept downward, dragging more than 10 monster generals into its depths. The river shook violently, but when Wang Lin stepped into it, it instantly stabilized. Whoever seeks to kill me, once they fall into the Yellow Springs, they follow my reincarnation. Beyond the control of heaven and earth, the Yellow Springs vanished. The monster generals ceased to exist. 30,000 strands of slaughter qi returned, wrapping around Wang Lin like a vast grey cloak that covered the sky. The Vice Marshal panicked and attempted great teleportation to flee. But 130,000 strands of slaughter qi pursued him instantly. In the Imperial capital of Fire Monster County, a luxurious teleportation array lit up. And what fell out was a dried corpse with eyes still wide open. The monster emperor roared in fury, his voice shaking the capital. Investigate, kill him, no matter who he is. Wang Lin crossed 10,000 Monster Mountain, his killing intent not diminishing but growing ever more violent. The life force of all things was forcibly devoured, continuously restoring his body. Within the ancient Black Tower, the armor flashed with dim light. 3 monster guards were summoned. Earth Demon, Feng Yin, Hu Bao. Upon the field of bones, Earth Demon struck first. Finger of annihilation was swallowed whole. Heavenly Nung closed in, forming a heaven-draped earth-sealed prison around Wang Lin. But a single sword beam split the sphere in two. Wang Lin stepped out, hair whipping wildly, 3 weapons roaring through the air. Earth Demon's cocoon phantom was crushed. Feng Yin manifested and was instantly struck by the Kunji whip, her body shattering. Earth Demon was pierced by annihilation, his life force completely extinguished. Only corpses and flesh remained on the battlefield. Inside the Black Tower, fear appeared for the first time. That palm seal, 7 parts similar to his. Could it be? The heavens suddenly shook. A roar formed from hundreds of thousands of merged souls echoed across the sky. Wang Lin, a massive soul cloud surged forward. Beneath it, Hu Bao stepped through the void, hatred overflowing. Do you still remember me? Hu Bao, my meridians were crushed. I was tortured in the darkest prison. When I cried out to you, where were you? Hu Bao screamed madly. Hundreds of thousands of souls shrieked in response. Today, in my eyes, you are nothing but an ant. I will seal your soul and torment you for 10,000 lifetimes without rebirth. Wang Lin looked at him. For once, clarity flickered in his eyes. I truly did not expect this. Hu Bao laughed wildly. Hatred surged like an ocean. Killing intent filled the sky. The final confrontation had begun.